You say, well, do we ever invest in memberships at the golf course? Do we ever invest in tickets at a sporting event? And do you measure those? Because that's about relationship building. And I'm talking about building relationships with people in the online environment. So when was the last time you hit the links with some of our key customers? And how many people do that? And is that measured? Do you measure if you are 2 over par and you bring back 2 customers? So you're asking me to measure something that is more precise, but cannot be measured in other ways. Sometimes you just gotta trust me. But the question is, what really blows people's minds is when you take social media and you put it in a way that makes sense to them, but turns it around. Now when you say the golf club membership, or when you say the sporting event tickets, they go, oh, thousands and thousands and thousands of plugins for this. Every single day there's something else that could give you your Twitter feed, your Flickr feed, give you YouTube. I mean, it's open source, so people just build stuff for this. But the screenshot that I took is a little bit harder to see, is one of the top plugins for WordPress is called the All-in-One SEO Pack. And what it does is it makes it very, very easy to do search engine optimization and to cut and paste your title, your meta tags, your description, everything that you need as you build that page. So guess what? Right out of the chute, if you're looking to get the attention of people and looking to climb your way up in Google, this particular plugin that is free, All-in-One SEO Pack, makes it very, very easy to do. To set up. Anybody can set up a Twitter account. We can set up a Twitter account. Mark Story runs his mouth at PRSA, right? But how do you build your following? How do you build your following in Twitter? That's important. You can create a Twitter account to get people to follow you to build a convention center in Jacksonville. You can do that. Now, how do you do that? Well, you got to have something interesting to contribute, right? You got to have something interesting to say, and you have to engage in a conversation with the people. Probably 75% of the corporate Twitter accounts that I see that are tightly controlled, and an even higher percentage, they tweet press releases, and that's it. And is that interesting? Is that social engagement? I mean, if we're going back to the core of public relations, being establishing mutually beneficial relationships between individuals, that's not mutually beneficial to put up your press release. What do I get out of that? How do you know who's an influencer out there? Well, you've all had a chance to read this. You know, Mark, who was just in here, he has 13,772 followers. He follows 552 people. You know, I was going to do the math. I forgot about it just to bust his chops a little bit and say, wow, you follow 3% of the people who follow you, or whatever the number was. But if I can find somebody who has 13,772 followers, or whatever a good number is in Jacksonville, if it's 1,000 or if it's 2,000, and get that individual interested in my issue, guess what? I just created my echo chamber. And I just reached those people as well. I did an analysis. Something could be considered either a public comment, a complaint about a drug, and then it gets to be a whole new world of complications. If it's a public comment, it has to actually go into the congressional record. Like, you might tweet me or give me an ad, which I never read, but you might give me an ad and say, well, my comment on the proposed rule on naked short selling is X. That becomes part of a public comment, and I got to pass it on, and it gets in the congressional record. But within the federal government, especially within the Securities and Exchange Commission, like I said, the chairman, the 4 commissioners, and public affairs can speak without going through ethics and general counsel. So you want to put yourself in a place where you're not tremendously restricted. Now, that's not to get myself in trouble, because there's 3,800 people in my building. I think 3,799 of them are lawyers. And so I keep it safe. I tweet whatever the chairman and the commissioners say, and I tweet things that are on sec.gov or investor.gov or on our YouTube site or on our other Twitter sites. And for the time being, that's worked. But I do watch and see how some of it proliferates throughout the internet.